Number 1. U.S. M1150. A U.S. military mine and explosive clearing vehicle based on the M1 Abrams chassis, fitted with a mine plow and line charges, is the M1150 Assault Breacher Vehicle, nicknamed the Shredder. The Assault Breacher Vehicle, or ABV, is the latest combat engineering vehicle, or CEV, for the United States as of 2018. It is based on the hull of the main battle tank, the M1 Abrams, currently serving in the U.S. military. In the Second World War, with the AVRE, Armored Vehicle Royal Engineers, CEVs were a design made popular by the British, and since then, similar vehicles have been part of any major army. These tracked fighting vehicles were specifically designed to clear paths through minefields, roadside bombs, and improvised explosive devices for troops and other vehicles. The 72-ton, 40-foot, 50-meter-long vehicles are based on the 1,500 horsepower engine M1 Abrams, but equipped with a 50-caliber machine gun and a 15-foot, 4.5-meter wide front-mounted plow, backed by rust-gliding metallic skis and armed with almost 7,000 pounds of explosives, 3,175 kilograms. Number 2. JOBARIA Defense Systems Multiple Cradle Launcher. Multiple Cradle Launcher is designed and built by Roketsan to fulfill the requirements of the UAE. In Turkey, the initial models were made. Later, the process of production started in the UAE. It is the UAE Army's newest rocket artillery. It has 240 tubes, making it the biggest rocket artillery by tube count in the world. It appears to belong in the G.I. Joe's aisle of a toy store rather than on an actual battlefield. But when they built their multiple cradle launcher, there's no doubt that the UAE's JOBARIA defense systems were thinking high. The rocket launcher systems are mounted to the rear of a 10-wheels trailer with 4 power-operated rocket launchers, which is manufactured in the UAE by the Al Jaber Group. Each launcher has 3 blocks with 20 rockets each. The whole system carries a total of 240 122mm rockets. Each rocket launcher system is mounted on an individual platform, which can rotate on the left or on the right side. The JDS MCL can cover an area of 4 square kilometers. The operator can select firing a single pod, a number of pods, or fire the full load of 240 rockets in less than 2 minutes. Number 3. MZKT 79221. MZKT 79221 is a 16x16 transporter erector launcher of the Soviet and Russian Army, designed and developed by the MZKT in Belarus. With the RS-12M2 missiles, with a weight of 47 tons and a length of about 18 meters, warheads included, the MZKT 79221 chassis was proposed as the basis for a new yet more powerful strategic complex tool of TEL. The chassis is intended for operations at ambient temperatures of -50 degrees to +45 degrees on all types of roads and surveyed terrain. The special chassis MZKT 79221 is a long wheelbase frame chassis with a 16x16 wheel arrangement and 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 6th, 7th, and 8th axle steerable wheels. The engine is a multi-fuel YAMS 847, 10-12-cylinder V2 diesel, 4-stroke gas turbocharged form, charged air cooling, liquid cooling, and 588 kilowatt, 800 horsepower capacity. The MZKT 79221 has 2 cabs right and left of the engine. There are 2 separate plastic glass cabs, with the left one having 2 seats and the right one having 1 seat. The additional equipment includes a filtering and ventilation system, a heater, communication facilities, and a degassing system. Number 4. M3 Amphibious Rig. The M3 Amphibious Bridging Vehicle can be driven into a river and used as a ferry, or, when a number are joined together from bank to bank, as a bridge, capable of taking vehicles as heavy as the Challenger MBT. The M3 has a number of improvements over the M2, which it has replaced. The M2 was in service for over 25 years. It functions as a 4-wheeled vehicle on roads and propels itself in water using 2 large aluminum pontoons that create buoyancy. When linked together, these pontoons form a bridge capable of supporting heavy battle tanks. A single tube M3 is capable of ferrying Class 70 tracked vehicle. 2 M2s are needed to do the same, and even then, they needed additional buoyancy bags. Number 5. Navy LCAC. The Landing Craft Air Cushion, LCAC is a type of air cushion aircraft, hovercraft, used by the assault craft units of the United States Navy and the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force as a landing craft. At speeds of over 40 knots, the LCAC is capable of carrying a 60-ton payload up to 75 tons in overload condition. The capacity for fuel is 5,000 gallons. An average of 1,000 gallons an hour is used by the LCAC. Maneuvering factors include having to stop 500 yards or more and a turning distance of 2,000 yards or more. Like every hovercraft, the LCAC rides on a cushion of air. 4 centrifugal fans powered by the craft's gas turbine engines provide the air to the cushion. A flexible skirt system made from rubberized canvas encloses the air. Unlike the surface impact ship, the water surface is not breached by any portion of the LCAC hull structure. The entire hull rides about 4 feet above the surface. LCAC operates in waters regardless of depth, underwater obstacles, shallows, or adverse tides. Number 6. ZUBR-CLASS LCAC. The ZUBR-CLASS is a class of Soviet-designed air cushion landing craft. This class of military hovercraft is the largest hovercraft in the world as of 2012. It is meant for landing assault units, such as Marines or tanks, to be locked from equipped, unequipped vehicles to unequipped shore, as well as from transport and plant mines. The ZUBRs each have 5 gas turbine engines, producing 12,100 shaft horsepower each. On the stern of the vehicle, 3 of the gas turbines are mounted on huge pylons, driving horizontal thrust, while 2 drive blowers are mounted to maintain skirt pressure to hold the hovercraft floating on a trapped airbed. The craft will fly up to 300 miles with a sustained speed of 55 knots, 63 miles per hour. Number 7. DARPA Amphibious Transporter. A groundbreaking tank has been developed by DARPA to walk on water, bringing urgently required food, water, and medical relief to the victims of natural and man-made disasters. To allow military ships and aircraft to focus on unique military missions they alone can fulfill. It makes sense to develop technologies to leverage standard commercial container ships used around the world daily as a surge capacity for extended humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations, said Scott Littlefield, DARPA Program Manager. DARPA recently completed the first phase of the program, which developed 4 key modular systems, all of which are transportable using standard 20-foot or 40-foot commercial shipping containers. Number 8. C-5M Super Galaxy. Lockheed Martin designed and produced the C-5M Super Galaxy strategic transport aircraft, a new modern version of the legacy C-5, to extend the C-5 Galaxy fleet's capacity to remain in service at least until 2040. The U.S. Air Force operates the C-5M aircraft. The latest version, the C-5M, measures 247 feet in length. That's 12 feet longer than the civilian jetliner Airbus A380 Super Jumbo. It has a wingspan of 222.8 feet, as long as a basketball court with every wing. The aircraft is 65 feet high, the size of a 6.5-story structure. The C-5 was constructed to carry more cargo than any other aircraft. More than 250,000 pounds can be lifted by the C-5M, and nearly 34,000 cubic foot cargo bay is wide enough to hold 1 tank, 6 helicopters, or 24,844,746 ping pong balls. Number 9. V22 Osprey. The V22 Osprey is a joint-service multi-role combat aircraft utilizing tri-rotor technology to combine the vertical performance of a helicopter with the speed and range of a fixed-wing aircraft. With its rotors in vertical position, it can take off, land, and hover like a helicopter. Once airborne, it can convert to a turboprop airplane capable of high-speed, high-altitude flight. This combination results in global reach capabilities that allow the V-22 to fill an operational niche unlike any other aircraft. The aircraft can provide VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, with a payload of 24 troops or 6,000 pounds of cargo at 430 nautical miles combat range, or VTOL with a payload of 8,300 pounds of cargo for a range of 220 nautical miles. The helicopter is self-deployable worldwide with a ferry range of over 2,100 nautical miles. Normal operating range is up to 1,100 nautical miles. Number 10. KEILER. KEILER Mine Flail is a mine-clearing vehicle developed in Germany by Rheinmetall to meet the requirements of the German Army. The KEILER vehicle's main function is to clear a lane through minefields to let soldiers and vehicles safely move through. The KEILER is built on the medium tank hull of the M48 Patton. Developers removed the Patton turret and fitted the vehicle with a heavy-duty rotor-powered mine flail, a rapidly rotating cylinder mounted between two backrests in front of the vehicle, consisting of two shafts with 24 chains going to end in large metal feet. The mine flail folds up over the vehicle in moving mode. The vehicle can clear a 4.7 meter, 15-foot wide lane in 10 minutes and 120 meters, 390 feet long. An automatic system fixed at the hull's rear marks the lane that has been clear. Except for its smoke grenade dischargers, the KEILER has no defensive weapons. The vehicle is operated by a two-man crew, commander and driver.